Okay, doing a video here. We're doing Andre. You don't even know. I just put the camera on. You don't even know what we're going to talk about. And then we have somebody reading a book in front of us. You don't even know. She wished we shut up so she could focus. But we're out of here in about 10 minutes. Okay, this is no laughing matter. Let's talk about what happened August 10th. The tragedy in Fredericton. Where were you when that happened?
I was in Minto.
How did you find out?
One of my co-workers come in, and she was on the cell phone. Her father lived in one of the apartments, and she was very concerned about her dad. She was telling her dad to go to the lowest floor and keep away from the windows. That's how I first heard of it.
It was me. I was in Miramichi, and suddenly a person phoned me. I was in bed and said, "What happened?" I said, "What? What?" I couldn't believe it. You know, like Fredericton. I tried something like this, and then I was out of here for a month. I decided myself, with my history with the police force, I said, "You know what? I'm not coming here. I'm gonna leave them alone. I am not gonna." I could have came here that same day, and I said, "No. I'm going to leave them alone, let them be. They don't have to worry about me taking pictures or videos." And for me, coming back here, I was out for almost a month. It's sort of like I wasn't here for the morning. I wasn't here for, it was all complete silent and all police cruisers from outside of the city. I wasn't here. And it looks like if you're not here, it looks like nothing has changed, really. People are just moving on like they do in other cities when a tragedy happens.
But that's healthy, right? I mean, if you get fixated, you don't progress.
No.
But you know, getting back to the tragedy, that was and. You know, you know me. You know that I think in analytical terms.
Just for the record, I have ADHD. You have Asperger's. You go by details. Me, I never shut up. Us, it's just a recipe for disaster. Me and you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm focusing. Okay, I'll shut up. You go ahead.
But you know, for me, I'm starting to wonder, as a society, are we deteriorating to that point where we've lost complete respect for human lives, whether it's a police officer, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's a spouse? When we look at both, you know, Canada and the United States, we're seeing a greater incidence of, you know, people killing people.
The population is bigger. I talked to Danny Waters yesterday, and his interview is on the blog. Go to Google, write Charles LeBlanc, you'll see it. And Danny Waters was saying, he said, you know, like he said, like, it's about time. Like, we're behind the time. Toronto, the States. Welcome. Fredericton now is with the rest of the world of people, crazy people, shooting innocent bystanders.
Well, I like Dan, and I would debate the other side of the coin, that it's just a statistical probability factor that eventually it was going to happen in Fredericton. It's just the way that you know, we behave as humans. But I'm almost sounding like I'm contradicting myself, because I'm looking at it not only from a statistical point, but I'm looking at it from, you know, group behaviors. You know, that, I mean, Fredericton is still not a large place.
It's a big town.
56,000
It's a big town.
And mostly, you know,
there's only two streets here, King Street and Queen.
And, you know, if you take a look, it's a government town, university.
All snobs.
You know, town, so, you know, it's a little different. Now, of course, you know.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, and of course, at this time, you know, we can't know what the motive was behind.
Did we do all right?
I think you did.
Thank you very much. Well, we got one fan that agreed, but anyway, not funny, but you know, just.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
we don't know what the motive was, why the alleged shooter, performed the way that he did. In my opinion, it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't make sense. Shooting somebody because you're even pissed off at them. I mean, we're supposed to be a little bit more advanced as a society.
What good thing's going to come out of this? 4 civilians, 2 cops, 2 civilians, or 4 human beings. What's good is going to come out of this? Either the police going to want more power, because I remember Justin Book, and when he did that, there was a case about a couple of months later, and somebody with a mental illness told the cops, "I'll shoot you, you goddamn asshole." They hauled him in the building behind us, which is the Justice Building, and the judge said, "After what happened in Moncton, you dare to say that?" Boom!
Yeah, that was definitely bad timing.
Yeah, 3 months in jail. But are they going to go that extreme, or are they going to work on their public relations skill?
They'll probably go the other way and ask for more loss of civil liberties. And Charles, the reality is, right? If I want to shoot somebody or commit a crime, if I want to do it, I don't care what the laws are. In my lifespan, I've met people who don't care if they live today or die. Very dangerous people.
Yeah.
But back in 1970, I met an inmate who had committed multiple murders, but his sentence was commuted.
Never mind that.
Well, this is important.
Go ahead.
His sentence was commuted, but this was before capital punishment was aborted. I was with the John Howard Society at the time, and I asked him the question, why did you shoot so many people? And his response to me, get this: "They can only hang me once. I can take out as many people as I want." So when you have people of that mindset, it doesn't matter. They're not going to follow the law.
And the drugs. Let's not forget the drugs. There's not no more acid or magic mushroom or cocaine. We're talking about heavy mixing of prescription drugs and chemicals that really
But the drug dealers are no different than an ambitious businessman.
Well, that's all. We're not going to talk about drug dealers. But you know what? Speaking of public relations skill, I know since I've been back last week, then I found out who the shooter was. I had a video of him. I didn't even know his name. And when I said earlier, public relations, since I've been back, I had good conversation with about 4 or 5 cops that come to me individually and talk. And it was not for my video, it's not for my blog, it's just you get to find out really cops are human beings.
Well, this is, and it's related to one of the videos you did, which was excellent. It was one of the best videos that I've heard you, and you were commenting about the tragedy. You were very sincere and you were very concerned, and that, I think, is what brought the 2 parties together, because of the empathy that you had for this, I'll call it senseless murder.
Oh, it is.
And you were sincere about it, and it come through, and I think all good things are going to happen with you and the relationships.
Anyway, that's not it, but that time will tell. One thing I'm concerned of. Can I use the word idiot?
I don't know. It all depends who you're going to refer to.
There's only one.
I don't know who that'll be.
You're blinking. Now, I'll give you a blink. Speaking of violence.
I know you tend to use that adjective quite frequently to describe one of our...
Okay, we are gonna use it. I was at King's Place last weekend, and I hear there was a parade coming. For what? The Frets. And I guess it's the 2nd year they have it. So I filmed them. I got the video. I'm going to do a rant on that my own. The 3rd or 4th vehicle, there's this red vehicle, and right on it says Fredericton Strong. They have sweaters, t-shirts, Fredericton Strong. Now, and that idiot mayor, Michael Bryan, was inside the car. When he saw me, like the idiot he is, you'll see the video. They turned their head, they were all quiet, they didn't know what to do. But what I'm saying here, Fredericton Strong, you have a beautiful weekend, a parade. You finally get your mind off what happened, and then you see a car that says Fredericton Strong right in front of you, or t-shirts, Fredericton Strong. Then it brings you back to what happened. Then you're saddened. Am I wrong? Am I off the mark on this one?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't agree with you on the idiot mayor bit. You know, O'Brien
he is an idiot.
O'Brien, you know, is O'Brien, and I've had to deal with, with him, and
he's an idiot.
Anyway, yeah.
Listen, he's an elitist idiot. And if you turn around, if it was, I'll tell you how serious this is. George Bush, after 9/11, he got re-elected. It's 9/11 that got him re-elected, if my mind is correct. This mayor, if the election was next month, he would be re-elected as mayor, because the spokesperson for, and I will admit, the idiot spoke well when the tragedy, and I said when the live TV and everybody, I said, oh my God, the country's going to see what kind of an idiot we have as mayor. He did good. I'll give him credit. He did, but it was short, thank God. But what I'm saying is, make a speech and say at the end of the speech, Fredericton Strong. Is he going to use this to capitalize on this and you talk about this right till the next election?
Oh, I don't think it'll have a shelf life that long. But when you're talking about the t-shirt, something that came to mind is, were they selling those t-shirts?
King's Place.
So if they're selling t-shirts with Fredericton Strong, then I see something inherently wrong of profiteering on a disaster, on a tragedy. That is something that is wrong. No one should be profiting off of this tragedy.
I'll show you the picture. I took a picture.
My last, I guess, note on this tragedy. It didn't only affect, obviously it affected those 4 people because they're no longer with us, but it affects their families, their children, their friends. It's a very large circle that this individual's action affected, and that was both for the civilians and the police officers. It was not just the police or his targets. He affected a lot of people. I call it the domino effect. And that's pretty well all what I have to say.
Going the other way, they were saying afterward, there's no police scanners. There hasn't been police scanners over a year, maybe 2. They were saying a tragedy like this, they don't want the shooter to know the cops are coming. So they eliminate the police scanners. The people in that area, there was no communication. They see these sirens, they said, well, it was on Twitter. A lot of people don't have the internet, they don't even know. If you're on Twitter, you have to follow the police.
Yeah.
And they say Facebook. Well, as a matter of fact, Twitter, the police blocked me, on Twitter. But no, this is no laughing matter, but I'm just saying, I got my information by my contact on Facebook. And, that was my contact. But I wonder if we could work on our communication. I don't know. Do you think there'll be an inquiry after this?
There has to be. In this situation, this is going to be put under the microscope in every bit of detail. They're going to try to get every bit of detail to get an understanding and also to get a successful prosecution. And that...
You think he'll plead guilty?
I don't know what his lawyer's going to advise him. Usually...
Like Justin Book, he pleaded guilty. It's too bad because it would have been the trial. We would have known what made him crack up.
Well, that's the advantage of pleading guilty, is that it ends there. you know, you don't
the family don't have to go through all the.
You know, when he pleads guilty, he doesn't have to go on the stand and testify. So there's no.
And the family don't have
question.
to go through about 2 months of a trial.
You know, from a point of academics, it would be better if he went not guilty, and he can be put on the hot seat and cross-examined and examined and cross-examined to see, you know, what's going on in the head. And also that would be very good information for those who are into the social science, like social psychology, to get a feel of what goes on in these people's mind. You know, since I don't think that way, you don't think that way, we cannot conceptualize what goes on in a person's mind.
I'll tell you one thing. When I found out Jason Forward, police officer, and Michael Fox, who were the first two guys on the scene, and I saw them as pallbearer. How did they keep it together? They could have been them in that coffin. These people are, I call them unsung heroes. I could have never. They've been. I mean, they did such a beautiful job at that funeral.
And you know what we hope that, you know, they haven't been traumatized to the point that they developed PTSD. Like, I mean, right now, you know, somebody come and blew you away. I mean, you know, I've known you now for a long time. I mean, you know, that would be an awful bad head rush for me. You know, how would I adapt to that, you know?
Yeah, I'm lucky, or you see not even that, you see a car accident, and you see, that's why these firemen, PTSD, you see bodies with no head. I'm lucky, I never seen this. Before I let you go, my God, there was one important issue. No, not important, but of course a me thing. You've seen the video I made of the shooter, Matt Vincent, which I forgot that I filmed. I found it by mistake. People, I mean, I'm being confronted by a lot of people and strangers, and they see the video and oh my God, it's him. They had their own stories on this guy. How come the Irving media never covered this story?
Urban media likes to cover cute stories.
You mean like why do we have chocolate milk in the school?
Yeah, or a cat up in a tree and a fireman saving the cat. You know, they like happy stories. When they come up with unhappy stories is when somebody makes a decision that is not to their favor. Then they...
Yeah, okay. But I mean, they're saying, when I was gone, I know I got a reporter emailed me when I came up with the video and said, I knew you would find something, Charles, because nobody could find nothing on social media about this guy. Nobody. There was nothing. And then finally I got a video of a 7.5-minute interview. And I mean, the Globe and Mail used it, the Toronto paper, everybody around the world is using it, but not the Irving media. I don't get it.
Well, this I'm going to kind of deviate from the Irving media. There's been a big change in journalism in my lifetime. At one time, you know, there was a lot of journalists that were getting paid well, and they were everywhere. So, you know, something would happen somewhere, there'd be a journalist there, whether it was radio, TV, news media. There was somebody there. Now, they're not. I don't know. I think they work 9 to 5, and if anything that happens
they're too busy twitting. They're too busy. Okay, got that there.
Anything that happens after, you know, 5 o'clock while they're off duty. And I guess one last note that I'm going to make about journalists. I mean, what's coming out of journalist schools are not journalists anymore. They're you know, they get hired on as communications officers. The pay's better, so there's no, you know, dollars and cents. It's not worth being a journalist nowadays.
No, and I'm going to tell you one more thing there before we go. I was very upset with CBC. Very upset. CBC, they broke the story. CBC has a website, and I'm going to tell you, the website, and then they put the stories on Facebook. they allow people to leave comments. When my story came, next thing you know, it was on CBC radio in the morning at 6:30. People were so upset when they see the video. They said, this is not newsworthy. This shouldn't be on CBC. They were all upset. And then they come to attack me, the messenger. And then next thing you know, they said, oh, Charles LeBlanc, one of the police officers, Rob Costello, you know, don't wish no harm on nobody, especially not this, but said, oh, he condemned Rob Costello for the last 4 or 5 years. That falsely accused me to be a pedophile and blah, blah, blah. So what happened? I got so upset. I did a video that the CBC should moderate the comments on, especially something like this. Now, what's going to happen in the future? They shouldn't be on Facebook, CBC, to allow comments like that, because CBC, going to be a journalist will say, oh, I'd like to have a story, comment. They won't talk to them because they don't moderate the comments. And that in the future, nobody will talk to the media. I found that disgusting.
Well, and the thing is that most people react emotionally. They don't react rationally, and that's where you get a lot of this crap commentaries. They're all just emotional. You know, at times I wonder if we've gotten past our knuckle dragging. You know, if we've got a lot of technology, but have we really evolved as a species? And I think that's a good note to end on.